We're here in a beautiful national park in just south of Sydney, Australia, and I'm here with the 2007 manufactured Lotus Elise R from Lotus UK. This particular model, still pretty fresh off the boat, shall we say, is in polar blue colour, which is a pretty rare colour for the 07-08 range from the Lotus cars. This is the Elise R, which is the pinnacle, as they say, at the top of the range model of the current Lotus Elise range. And you can see some of the details of this car. We'll just explain why this is known as one of the best handling sports cars, and as good as cars 3 times its price, some people say. So we go into some of the design aspects of this car. If we look down on the front, we have great aerodynamics in this car. From the front here, we have a large air intake here in the mouth-like grille, we can see, and we have oil coolers here and a radiator here. The air flows through the front nose section and comes through the radiators and flows out over the body, which also helps generate downforce as well as cooling of the car. This is a technology which Lotus has developed from their Formula 1 days in the championships many years ago, when Lotus was actually in the World Championships of F1. And it's exactly the same as a Formula 1 car, how the air comes in the front, cools, the earlier F1 cars, comes in the front, cools, and then escapes around the rest of the body of the car. If we go around to the side of the car, we have the engine intakes here, one on the left and one on the right. This feeds the air boxes to feed the air into the engine, because this is a rear-engined, rear-wheel drive car. So the air comes in here, flows through, cools the engine, lets the air breathe into the engine and flows out the back. So you can see there's a warm air at the front of the car and the rear, so this car can get nice and toasty in the summer. We come round to the rear, we can see some more aerodynamic work through this lip spoiler. Although small, it does generate some considerable downforce at speed, but also aided by the rear diffuser here. This black rear diffuser channels air across the flat bottom of the car onto the rear diffuser and generates some negative downforce, sucking the car to the road during high speed. The Lotus Elise R, as I said, is the pinnacle of the range, and the Elise S is the current base entry model, but both equally packing a great power to weight ratio and making them really affordable good sports cars. If we take a look round to the interior, we'll show you really how Lotus has improved the fit and finish of the current model of their cars. The car's a lot easier to get in and out of with the roof on. Sorry, the roof off. So you see, this particular car is fitted with the Lotus touring pack. So we have leather seats, some extra carpet been fitted, an MP3 capable stereo, air conditioning is standard in all Australian models, an uprated instrument cluster, and we also have electric windows as well as part of the touring pack. Very un-Lotus. The more purists like to spec their cars with no electric windows to just basically give that more lightweight feel. So no electric window motors, no air conditioning. If they could delete the air conditioning, I think it would be an option they'd take for the Elise range. You can see the driving position in the car is just absolutely ideal. We can sit here, see it adjusts forwards and backwards, but there's no kind of angle adjustment like you get in other cars. We sit here and we have a perfect small, tight, grippy steering wheel with a very precise 6-speed manual gearbox. Very close ratio and very tight. It's an ideal seating position, encourages you to drive the car really correctly and really nicely. There's also some nice cubby holes in the more current models, so the 07 and 08 range. Cubby holes here for little things, little trinkets. A cubby hole at the rear here with a space for CDs and other things, and a power adapter here, so you can fit any gadgets you might like to fit, GPS units, etc. If we move to the rear of the car, we'll show the engine bay. Engine bay is very compact, as you'd imagine from a rear-engined car. You just prop the lid up the little stick there. The engine is actually from the Toyota. Lotus brought in the engine from Toyota. They heavily tuned the engine. The Lotus Elise R, which is this model, produces 195 horsepower, which propels the car to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.1 seconds. The Lotus Elise S model is a slightly detuned engine, shall we say, but at a more affordable price. That has a slower 0 to 100 ratio, speed, but it is an amazing value for money car. It really is for what you get. As you can see in here, you have the luggage compartment, which can get very hot because it sits above the exhaust unit. But here's the tent-like roof. The roof packs away in this bag, and it's very simple to put the roof on and off. I'll demonstrate that in a second. So this fits into the luggage compartment, and there's enough room, as long as you use small bags, there's enough room for a good weekend away. It does tend to get quite warm in there, particularly on a hot day, because it's sitting above the exhaust as well.